Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Sony back again. Now, I know I haven't uploaded a video in a long time, but today we got something special. Today we're going to talk about the Crashing Racing Grand Prix, and I'm going to rank them from worst to best. And I'm going to go over like what I liked about them, what I disliked about them, and I think right now is a great time to do it because we are at the last Grand Prix, and it's just a great way to look back on the couple of months that we've had and to hopefully celebrate the content that we will get in the future. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with number 8. Here we go, boys. All right, boys, starting off at number 8, it has to be the Spire Grand Prix. Now, the Spire Grand Prix did bring a Spire, which was really cool to see. But overall, I think this was probably the worst one because, well, first of all, the map itself, as you guys can see right here, wasn't that interesting. I didn't really like the map. I didn't really enjoy playing on the map. And the characters that came with it, outside of Spyro, were not very interesting and cool characters. I don't really care for Hunter. Nasty Nork isn't that cool looking. You know what I mean? So unless you were a Spyro fan, this wasn't that great of a Grand Prix. So that's why I have to say that the Spyro Grand Prix was the worst one out of all of them. I just didn't even spend too much time with it. It was really, really lackluster. I think that in terms of the content that came with this Grand Prix, it was also very lacking. So overall, this was just a really, really bad one, man. If the track was a little bit better, maybe they could have been higher up on the list. But, you know, I'm sorry to Spyro fans in advance, but this has to go at the bottom of the list. All right, and coming in at number 7, it has to go to the Ruslan Grand Prix. Now, this Grand Prix was not that bad. I did like the map. I think the map was really cool, and there's opportunities for you to have really cool shortcuts on this map. So it definitely is a cool race. But I wasn't really that excited about the character himself. We got Mega Mix in this Grand Prix, but I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't that much of a fan of Mega Mix. Mega Mix was a weird character. And I was hoping that we could at least get some more. This was the first Grand Prix to only get us one character, which was a little disappointing because in the past Grand Prix, we've been getting a lot more characters. But this one just wasn't it, man. And there's also the fact that maybe I just didn't spend as much time with this Grand Prix compared to all the rest of them. This was definitely the one that I played the least. And maybe part of that was just that I was losing a little bit of interest in the game. Maybe I was feeling a little bit of burnout. But either way, this could have been one of the greater Grand Prix, but unfortunately, it just fell a little flat for me, and I have to put it at number 7. All right, boys, and coming in at number 6, it has to be Neon Circus. Now, Neon Circus is actually, it was actually a decent Grand Prix. I think the worst part about this was the track. I like the way the track looks visually, but I think it's a little too simplistic for what it is. It's sort of like a mixture between Electron Avenue and Excite Bike. If you guys have played Excite Bike on Mario Kart 8, that's basically what this reminds me of. And it was just a little boring because it's just a circle. It's nothing that crazy. There's a lot of cool jumps and stuff like that, but it's too short. Maybe it was a little bit. If it was a little bit longer, I would enjoy it a lot more. But yeah, that was the weakest part about this. Outside of that, though, everything else was really, really cool. We got some really cool skins, really cool customization options, really great characters. We got Koala Kong, Pasadena, Von Clutch, and King Chicken. All great characters. I loved having all of them. And unlocking King Chicken was actually really, really interesting, unique. So that's why I think this one is above the past two, but because of that track, that's what's really holding this one back, unfortunately. So it has to go in number 6. All right, boys, coming in at number 5, it has to be the Christmas Wonderland Grand Prix. Now, this one was kind of an interesting one because at first I didn't really like the track. I thought the track was a little weird, and it definitely gave me some annoying vibes, but I will say this. It did bring really great characters. As you guys can already see, we got Chicken Stew, which was amazing to have. We got Rillaroo, and we got Yaya Panda, and I almost forgot about Hasty. Awesome characters, awesome characters. It was really, really unique to have all these characters in it, especially Yaya Panda, because Yaya Panda did come or did start out from the mobile racing game. So it's really cool that they went that far to bring her into the game. So it was really, really interesting. And the track itself started to grow on me after I started to learn more about the shortcuts, learn more about how to really keep Blue Fire on this track, and it became really, really interesting. So it was definitely above Neon Circus in terms of like replayability. And that made it a lot more interesting, which is why I have to put this a little bit higher than that. But overall, solid Grand Prix. Not the best, but definitely not one of the worst. Coming in at number 4, boys, we have the Back in Time Grand Prix. Now, this Grand Prix was a little interesting. It was the second Grand Prix we got in total, and it wasn't that bad. I really liked the course. Playing on the course after practicing a little bit and being able to keep Blue Fire throughout the entire track, it was really fun. I really like this course. I really like the theme of it. But the one thing holding this back from really being that great is the character choices. Baby T was a great character, but Baby Crash, Baby Coco, I don't want to say it was a little lazy, but it was definitely kind of disappointing. So yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the characters. I felt like we could have gotten some more unique stuff other than another Crash. But the Grand Prix was actually still pretty fun, and we got a lot of good customization options in this one. It was definitely a lot of fun, and I spent a lot of time on this one as well. So that's why I have to put this at number 4. If it had better characters, this would have ranked in the top 3 for sure, but unfortunately that didn't happen. All right, boys, coming in at number 3, it has to be Nina's Nightmare. Now, this Grand Prix was kind of interesting because it was a really cool theming. They brought Nina in, they brought Embryo in, and Komodo Mo, 3 characters that the fans have been asking for a very long time. They brought him this one. The track itself is really, really cool. It's a little simplistic, but the theming is really great. And there's a lot of opportunity for you to actually keep Blue Fire on this track and really, really go fast. So it's definitely an interesting course. There's that one shortcut over that railing that you have to take. That's really, really fun to do. And also, there's a new kind of like alternate path right at the beginning of the race that I recently found out about, and that's kind of cool to me. How like months later, I'm figuring out new things about the track. So definitely, the Spooky Grand Prix has to be number 3. Great characters, great tracks, great customization options. This was an all-around just solid Grand Prix. Definitely spent a lot of time on this one. Happily will put this at number 3 every single time. Let's move on to number 2, boys. Number 2, boys, is the Machia Grand Prix. This Grand Prix is the most recent one that's come out, but it is one of the best ones, man. First of all, we got Velo and his helicopter cart. Awesome additions. We've been asking for that for a very long time. Happy to have that in the game. The stage is probably one of the coolest stages ever. It is it's very difficult, very, very, very challenging. But I think that's one of the things that makes it so great. Being the final Grand Prix, this is a perfect track to put it. You know what I mean? This is the Rainbow Road of Crash Team Racing. It's so good, so fun to play, and like I said, it is difficult. And unless you know the technical parts of Crash Team Racing, unless you know how to U-turn, and unless you're going to be able to keep Blue Fire on the majority of this track, you're not going to have a good time. So it's definitely challenging, but I think that's what makes it really nice. And like I said, unfortunately, the only thing holding this back from being number 1 on this list is the fact that we only got Velo as the character. If we got like 2 other characters along with Velo, this would have been the best one. This would have been the greatest one, but just Velo, I'm not mad about that. Just Velo is fine, but we have to put it at number 2 just for that tiny reason. But otherwise, very solid Grand Prix. All right, boys. Coming in at number 1, it has to be the Nitro Tour Grand Prix. Now, this might be a little bit of a controversial one because the Nitro Tour Grand Prix was the first one, and I know not many people like this course, but I enjoyed it. This is really what sold me on the game as a whole, because before I saw this trailer, before I saw the whole Grand Prix system, I wasn't really going to go out of my way to buy Crash Team Racing when it came out, but as soon as I saw that they were going to do all this extra content post-launch, that's when I had to jump in, and I bought it day 1. That's how fun it was. But yeah, this is a really, really cool Grand Prix. We did get our first set of characters here. We got 5 actually, which was the Nitro Squad and Tawna. Now, obviously, these characters really aren't that unique from each other. They're all pretty much the same, but that's totally fine because, you know, that's still 5 characters that you get to play. And when they came out, you didn't have the engine swap feature, so technically they all played very differently due to their stat or their class that they were put in. But yeah, it was really, really fun. And like I said, being the first one that came out, this is the one that I spent the most time on. I love the map. After playing on it so much, I started to get really good at it. It was really, really fun, man. I loved this Grand Prix. And you know what I mean? It might be the first one, but one of them had to be so good to start it off. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be here where we are today if it wasn't for the success of this first one. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. That's going to do it for the list. From worst to best. I hope you guys agree with some of my opinions. I know not everybody's going to have the same list, so if you have a different list, let me know in the comment section down below what your rankings are, because I think that'd be kind of interesting to see what other people thought about the Grand Prix as a whole. And I hope you guys are excited because we're still going to get content after the Grand Prix are over, so I'm excited to see what they actually bring us. I've seen a couple of leaks here and there, you know, from the data mines, that we might get some really interesting and unique stuff, so we'll have to see when that happens. But overall, that's gonna do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe so I can put out more content more frequently. Definitely go follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sony. We're going to be doing a lot of content there. Right now we're doing Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I'm going through it until I finish the game. We do a lot of Smash Brothers and other variety of stuff there, so definitely come through for that if you want to see some of that. But yeah, like I said, maybe we'll do some Crash Team Racing, who knows. Have a good day, everybody, and I will see you guys in the next video.